All right, is everybody ready? It's my first time doing this. Welcome to the 5,688th meeting of the Rotary Club of Chicago. At this time, I would like everybody to think of questions during our feature presenter's presentation. We will try and limit the questions to one per person at the end of the meeting. And hold on one second. I'm learning this agenda because I already skipped a step, and Sarah Buck knows exactly the step I skipped because I skipped her. So I'd like to have Sarah Buck come on up and give us the thought of the day. Yeah. Oh, and good afternoon. Timo is correct. Sarah's going to do a better good afternoon.
What? All right. Well, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So I am here to do the thought of the day. And it's funny, when I typed this, I typed it in big font and then I printed it and it's like super small. So my age is showing. Okay. Today is January 23rd. Holidays celebrated on this day include National Pie Day, National Handwriting Day, First Philippine Republic Day, International Sticky Toffee Pudding Day, Measure Your Feet Day, National Pedro Day for all those named Pedro, National Report Pharmaceutical Fraud Day, and January 23rd is also Speak Up and Succeed Day. The description for this particular holiday reads, take a deep breath and raise your voice on this Speak Up and Succeed Day. The prevalence of people who report fear of public speaking or glossophobia ranges from 30 to 75% depending on the source. Regardless of the discrepancy in data, it does seem to be a common problem. Let's broaden the definition of public speaking to also include simply speaking to one person. Perhaps she or he intimidates you, or you have to deliver tough information. Let's also broaden our definition of public speaking to mean communicating through a variety of methods. It would include speaking, but could also include communicating thoughts and feelings through music, poetry, photography, or paintings. Some tricks to overcome the fear include knowing your topic, being organized, practicing, focusing on the material rather than the audience, and not fearing a moment of silence. Of course, there's the common refrain of picturing people in their underwear. I'm not doing that now. Maybe that'll help you. I'm not doing that now. Again, at the heart of the issue is the ability to communicate. Perhaps we're afraid of how our message will be received or that we will be judged. These thoughts can be hurtful and anxiety provoking, but sometimes we have to bite the bullet, be brave, picture them in their underwear, and just come out with it. So, on this Speak Up and Succeed Day, celebrate by turning your attention to our speaker for today, who speaks and succeeds through her art. Thank you.
Wonderful, Sarah, making us all, and most importantly me, a better public speaker. So next up, I'd like to welcome Tom. Are you ready? Okay, great. It is written right here too, if you need it. Yeah. Tom Silva is going to come up and introduce our speaker.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
So I am so happy to welcome Maria to Rotary One today. I actually met Maria through Yolanda, who's here today, who you should also already all know because she's a curator and truly a champion for artists worldwide. In addition to the fact that she's won a major humanitarian prize from Rotary International. So her history with Rotary is quite extensive. So many thanks to Yolanda, who told me about Maria, about this wonderful artist from the Ukraine who was doing really marvelous work. And at the time was in the country on the ground as the invasion was happening. And of course, that was in the summer, Yolanda, I believe. And here we are about 7 months later. So I want to start by paraphrasing Maria. This is from her artist statement. And she talks about the focus of her work being the complex and often messy relations between humans, a need to love and a need to destroy, and how the nonverbal can unite us better than any amount of words can. So I think I speak for all of us when I say the Ukraine war is one that's touched almost everybody personally. Um, I had members of my staff that were actually on the ground in the Ukraine as the bombs were falling, as the tanks were rolling in. In many cases, we didn't hear from them for weeks, except to get the occasional text message from an air raid shelter or a train station saying we're safe. In one case, one of my staff members had to drive and then walk to the Polish border in order to get to safety, leaving behind, by the way, our whole family. It's remarkable. And outside of personal contacts, of course, you know, the way that I've experienced, and we talked about this a little bit, the way that I've experienced the war is through the people who are writing the first draft of history, the brave journalists, the photojournalists, and the writers, the NGOs, all these people who are doing amazing work. But equal to that is the role of the artist. Art can change everything. And I think we look to artists to do very specific things. It's about making meaning, and it's about helping us process things like the psychic and the somatic effects of war, the generational trauma, and ultimately pointing to a path to healing. In my own life, I think about the seminal works that have affected me and really helped me to understand what it is to be alive in this moment. I'm thinking of things like Guernica by Picasso, which focused worldwide attention on the Spanish Civil War, Dos de Mayo by Goya, and a film called Night and Fog by Alain Resnais, which showed us concentration camps on screen for perhaps the first time. Extraordinary pieces of work, changed the conversation, changed the way we think of history. So by way of introduction, let me read you just a little bit of Maria's biography. I can't go through all of it because it's too extensive, but she's going to go into some of that in her presentation. So Maria was raised in the city of Mariupol, which of course now a lot of us know because of that siege that happened in 2022. Her practice is in working mainly in performance art and painting. In 2017, she was awarded the first prize in Ukraine's Biennale Festival. In 2021, Maria completed her MFA at the School of the Art Institute of Chicago, where she was a Fulbright Scholar. She's had solo and group shows in both Europe and the United States. It is my pleasure to welcome Maria Plotnikova. Maria?
I'm just checking if it works. Okay. Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me here. Okay. Before I go into my presentation, let me ask you for one thing. All of you, don't say the Ukraine, say Ukraine. It's just Ukraine. It's not a territory, because it's part of Russian narrative to say the Ukraine as something that can be invaded, right? Or anything like that. So it's just Ukraine. In Ukraine, from Ukraine, and so on. Okay, so I hope you all saw this. I don't know what you're having on your news, but this is how Ukraine looks now, and this is a invaded territory. Red things are Russian troops there. And so these more like pinkish ones, these are occupied from 10 years ago, and these are occupied just recently from 2022. And as Tom mentioned, so this is Mariupol, where I'm coming from. on SC, and yeah. Let's see it closer a little bit. And those two other arrows show where my, so Mariupol is here. And here are families of like my father and family of my mom from there as well. So this is us, this is my family, my dad, my sister and my brother. So we lived here. And here my great grandma's coming from, and here another granny lives. So now in Mariupol looks like that approximately. And the like small village where there is a cemetery, where half of the cemetery is having my last name. I cannot get there. I cannot like visit the graves and like bring flowers or something. There is a narrative that Russia came to save Russian-speaking people, right? Like Russians or something that lived on those territories. And let's see how, if we are Russian speakers or not, right? So this is my great-grandma. She spoke Ukrainian, living in that village. This is my granny. She spoke Russian. Then my parents spoke Russian as well. And so, and then I spoke Russian as well as a child. So how did it happen that my great-grandma spoke Ukrainian and all of us spoke Russian? So it's pretty obvious, right? During Soviet Union, there was Russification of everything. And that's how we became Russian speakers, right? And so they Russified us, and then they came to save us. Pretty wise, I would say. That's how you do. That's how empires do. Yeah, so just like look at me and what happened after their invasion. I removed Russian from my LinkedIn, for example, because I'm ashamed, right? So I no longer know 3 languages. I just hide that my first language was Russian because it's kind of like not working anymore. As well, my Russian-speaking father, who was teacher of Russian language and literature, he, like, look at him now, and he started writing poems and prose in Ukrainian as well. Since 2022, me and my partner, we speak only Ukrainian at home, which we were not, like my and her language is Russian. So we spoke Russian always, but now we're not. And that's the outcome of like what is happening. So when anyone says you that they were Russians and they came to save them, then just like send them back to me. I will, I have something to tell about them. All right, so I'm gonna show now some of my artworks that I did before the war. I'm an artist, as Tom mentioned, working in performance and painting medium. As my daytime job, I'm art director as well, so I do branding and advertising. So this is. So let's start with performance. This performance was created in 2014. I started doing it in England, studying. So the intention was to understand how individual and group work. So how individual feels in a group and how individual feels when left without group. So yeah, people here are connected with these wooden sticks. They hold them by body pressure only, and they the group starts moving and sticks start to fall off. Yeah, so this was performed in Oxford first, then I came back to Ukraine. It was just after Maidan Revolution of Dignity of 2014. This was a very important event for Ukraine. I don't know if you know about that, but Ukrainians fought for elections to be fair. The President Yanukovych took the power illegally, and he was pro-Russian, and then the revolution started, and Ukrainians just like won the revolution, and the president was elected just normally. So this performance became very up to date there, because what was happening after Maidan. On Maidan, everyone was united, and kind of everyone wanted like the same thing and knew what they were doing. However, when after the revolution, people started splitting in small groups, and like the single thought was not there anymore, and so like everyone started like moving in different directions. And that's why it was very important work at that point of time. Here you can see Maidan, like it's written there, freedom is our religion. As well, I was this like example of painting that I was doing. Mostly, I was doing portraits at that time, live portraits. So actually, like people posing to me, and yeah. Okay. After the war started, we left the country immediately, and came to Europe, and I was there in residency in Catalonia for 7 months. And during this period of time, I was painting as well, and so like the pain was like so deep and trauma was so huge that I tried to split the experience I was like going through into somehow smaller parts to understand what is happening, because it was too much for like to kind of understand everything. As well, at that moment, all the news from Mariupol were coming that it was invaded. In Azovstal, people were still fighting, and then finally they were taken. So these are the works created during the summer of 2022. And so I called the series cuts, like cutting the paint into smaller parts, and like each painting was called like cut 1, cut 2. This is in Ukrainian written here, getting ready to be displaced. Or as well, it has double meanings. It can be translated as packing to be displaced. Here it says they wanted to kill us, and they killed many. In Ukrainian. As well, 2023, I spent traveling between different European countries, Germany, Estonia, and others. And like I was invited into residencies to do some projects there as well. And here is the work from Estonia, where I had my residency, and I researched that Estonians, I understand very much Ukrainians because they had quite a similar experience, and the events in Ukraine somehow brought their memory back about how they were invaded by Russians as well. And so I did the very similar work to the previous one that was in Ukrainian. So I did it in Estonian as well. It's written here, they wanted to kill us and they killed many. And but it is written with a transparent paint, so like it becomes visible only when the water comes. So same as memory of Estonians, like when Ukraine is invaded, they remember what happened and so. Okay. As well, this is a performance performed in Munich, Germany. Here I was reflecting about how comfortable is sense of guilt. If you start like, if someone starts feeling guilty about something, you can easily hide in this feeling and actually indulge from doing something. So you just feel guilty, and that's the end result of something. So
that with the Tribune and the Joliet Herald News.
We didn't get any news.
No,
I
called Wall Street Journal, but I didn't know who to call on.
yeah,
the other.
so talking to people in Europe made me think about guilt a lot, and about like, not actually about just German guilt, but as well about guilt of Ukrainians, because there became this like chain of guilt, right? So those who are abroad feel guilty towards those who are in Ukraine. Those who are in Ukraine, they feel guilty towards those who are fighting on the front lines. Those fighting on the front lines are guilty towards those who are dead already. And those who are like actually fighting, they sometimes feel guilty for their loved ones that they are not with them, right, spending their lives. But yeah, and here as well, like this was first part of the performance where everything was super quiet, but then slowly it became like, it transferred to a normal party. And here I was thinking as well how guilt becomes like a just our like casual part of our lives, and we stop even noticing it any longer. Yeah. I as well have stickers with quote from Karl Jaspers and all the different types of guilts that people could like use like that. In Catalonia, I started working on the piece that was later performed in Amsterdam and later in Barcelona as well. And I hope to bring it to Chicago as well at some point. This is, it's called Territory and People. And so this is a reflection on impossibility of bringing back something that is not there already. So these are figures of the people filled with sand that performers try to raise, and the sand land is coming out of it. I will show you a little bit of this piece. So this iteration of the piece was performed by Alina Sokulska, a Ukrainian choreographer. We worked as a collaboration on this, and here she performing it. It was as well presented as part of Marseille Festival that was in Barcelona this summer. Yeah. Okay, so I thank you for your support. It was a pleasure for me to see Ukrainian's flag in Chicago. Like it as well, like immediately creates a very friendly environment here. And please donate to your favorite Ukrainian fund. I'm pretty sure you have one, each of you. And yeah, this is my email in case you want. So then this is my website, artist website, and this is my art director's website as well. So you can check it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. I don't remember. I felt like we were very silent as we watched your work. So thank you. That was very captivating. All right, at this time, we will start with some questions. And it looks like Sarah Buck has the microphone. Oh, no, she's just going to facilitate. She doesn't have a question. She would like to clarify that. I did not put her on the spot. But if there are any questions from the room. And then, oh, great. Tom has a question. Probably be the one he wants to ask the question.
Okay.
So, Maria, I'm really curious about the performance piece that you had with the people with the sticks.
Yeah.
And I noticed that when I saw the sticks, they were going through the palm, which immediately made me think of religious stigmata and the idea of sacrifice and of, crucifixion and all of these other religious associations. I'm wondering if you could speak to whether that in any way informs your work in terms of how suffering and grief are contextualized and narrativized. Is it through any kind of lens that has to do with perhaps even the religious history of Ukraine?
Thank you for your question, Tom. I would say that sacrifice is really important, and in this piece in particular, because actually when performers are inside the square, there is a sacrifice in freedom of movement, in sacrifice, like people actually are like hurting each other by like pressuring those sticks into each other as well. And there are some like stains left after the piece actually. And like what interests me the most, that when performance and people still feel sad and they feel sorry that they are not in the piece anymore because they actually love it, right? And so this is what fascinates me the most. Yeah, but speaking of religion, I'm not religious myself, but as well, there are lots of religious people around me, and I respect it very much because my parents are religious as well, and it's everywhere. So it's in context anyways, even if I'm not religious, like the narratives come and go through, and we are all in that anyways. Christianity, yeah. Thank you.
All right, we have another question.
Yes, thanks for being here today and sharing all of this with us. What platform, what forum do you seek out to exhibit this art? Of course, you want to have a maximum outreach with this. And I mean, this club exhibits artists, but how do you go about that? How do you select the right forum to maximize your outreach?
This depends. Like, first of all, when I create an artwork, I'm thinking about the street. Because I don't think that art should be for some special people somewhere. I think that art should be like outside. So performances are created for streets normally, but I practiced as well taking it to white cube galleries or to museums, and it works well as well. But I just love this thinking that, like, if it works in the street, then it will work anywhere, actually. So I'm very open.
Clarify, I didn't mean to say exclusive, because we've got traveling artists promoting an artist here for a month or so. So just a thought.
Yeah, can discuss it.
About interesting work, and I had a comment and a question. The group with the sticks, were you trying to emphasize connectivity as a way to freedom?
No, I was trying to oppose connectivity to freedom. To oppose the, yeah, there were two opposites. Connectivity was lack of freedom, but I don't know how it turned.
Can I just elaborate?
Yeah.
When there is connectivity, because your freedom ends where the freedom of another person begins.
Exactly.
So that's, therefore you have to be connected to be free.
That's an interesting question, but like what my point in this performance was that being in the group anyways make you violate the boundaries of another person. That, like, group is impossible actually, with, like, when everyone is free, it's like it's not a group, right? We feel the group only when we feel tension between ourselves. Like, how do you check boundaries with others?
When you have an idea for some artwork, how do you choose between, say, painting and performance?
I normally don't, because it's like it's already like, when I have this idea, it's already having a shape, and normally if I'm having an idea, that would be idea for the performance, but idea for the painting comes when I paint, during painting, in the process.
So you're saying you start the painting, then you decide?
So it's different in each case. I don't have a rule. It's all like creative process, you know. It's weird, and I'm trying to figure out still. But yeah, maybe I don't have it like fully done as well. But in performance, it's the same. Actually, I don't know. I need to think about that. I will come back to you later, maybe. Yeah, thank you.
Are there any questions on Zoom?
Yeah, this is Eric. So I'll go ahead and ask a question.
You thought you were done, but no. Okay, let me find the part here. Oh, I found it. All right, so as a token of our appreciation, we have a gift of a Rotary Club of Chicago mug. And then also, are there cookies? Okay, we do have, yeah, usually there's cookies and not just a brochure about cookies. Okay. Our token nonprofit this year is Alles Cookies, which is a gentleman started this to help his son, who is disabled and have a business and a career. And so that's why we've chosen to focus on them. So thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. Everybody, thank Maria. Okay, at this time, I'd like to start introducing our guests. We have a number of international Rotarians here today and domestic Rotarian as well. So Sarah is ready with the microphone. Would you like to pick on somebody first?
Good afternoon. I
Good
am
afternoon.
Christine Crosby. I am a member of the Rotary Club of Media, Pennsylvania. Glad to be here with you.
Thank you for joining us. Right in front of you, Sarah, is one of our international Rotarians.
Well, good afternoon. Nice to be here. My name is Michael Koers from the Netherlands. And the reason I am here, at least the reason that I'm in America, is that last week was the International Assembly for Incoming Governors in Orlando. I was there, so I'm allowed to be the next governor for the eastern part of the Netherlands as from 1st of July. And well, being in America, I thought, why not go to Chicago and visit Paul Harris' home, visit Evanston, and of course, visit you, this club. So thanks.
Thank you so much. And then our last, nope, we have another visitor. Go ahead, yes.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Basil Waits. I'm joining today from the Rotary Club in Shanghai, and it's our custom to share
yes.
banners.
We'll do the exchange of flags afterwards.
Okay.
Yes, we'll do the picture and everything for you. Thank you.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. And then we'll turn it over to other visiting members today. Not members, but visitors.
Hey everybody, good afternoon. My name's Ryan Hyatt. I'm from Indianapolis, just moved here to Chicago, visiting member. Looking forward to meeting every single one of you.
Thank you. And then last but not least, we have Yolanda, who is officially a visitor today.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you all so much, Tom and Laura and Maria, of course. I guess I just wanted to underscore, and we all know this, that any presentation can only be a jumping off point. I think it's what we bring to the room today that I'm very excited about, the potential, the possibility. Artists are eternal optimists because they have a sense of hope that shines, and I was very moved. Happily, I can say as a curator and producer who has known Maria before the war and now since, restoring her practice is deeply important, and I think it's important to everybody who is touched. And I am very excited about conversations, early conversations at KAM, Isaiah Israel and Augustana Lutheran Church for a potential residency, an artist in residency, as the beginning of Maria's return in Chicago.
Thank you. And I think that is everyone. I don't think I missed anybody. Okay, great. Looking for people to give me the dirty looks if I missed somebody. And now we'll start the announcements portion. And I had a request from Wes, because of course he would like to talk to us about dictionaries, and he even wants to talk first. So come on up, Wes. Well, or grab a mic. Where did the microphone go? Either way. There we go. So that everybody on Zoom can sign up to be a part of the dictionary project.
Frankly, everybody on Zoom should sign up to be part of the dictionary project. Now, we are starting up the dictionary project again. And for those of you who aren't familiar with it, we provide age-appropriate dictionaries to Chicago Public School third grade students, which means they're 8 at the beginning of the school year. Those dictionaries are appropriate for them because they are in slightly larger typeface and because the last 150 pages or so are almost like an encyclopedia. As one of the teachers once told me when I went back the second year, She said, as soon as they discover the section in the back with all the, just all sorts of things, measurements, planets, all the states, all those kinds of things, she said that's all they want to do for the rest of the day. It's a lot of fun. The kids are great, and they really get a great benefit from it. So if you wish to volunteer for the dictionary project, all you have to do is send me an email. The email is in the directory. When you do that, I'll respond. If you have schools you've gone to before, please remind me what those are. And if you have a partner because you like to do this with someone else, by all means, mention that person. And I'll send you back the directions as to how to get the dictionaries, and you're ready to go. The process is call the school, set a date, pick up the dictionaries, go deliver them to the third grade students, and watch the fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Wes. And so, yes, all you have to do is email Wes. Everything is spelled out, step-by-step directions on how to be a part of that. So I did go out of order, and thank you, Eric, for rolling with my change up there. Going back to our first slide in the announcements is the Cornerstone Center volunteer opportunity. So that is a weekly opportunity to volunteer on Wednesdays, either helping prepare meals from 2 to 5 or helping distribute and serve meals from 5 to 7:30 p.m. So that's every Wednesday. And now another new thing we have here is Rotary Means Business. So the first one for Rotary Means Business is going to be on February 5th, which is a Monday night at Timo's office, right, Timo? That's right. And this is for all clubs of Chicago, Rotarians or non-Rotarians. The focus is going to be on business networking. So if you would like to come out, the event is from 6 to 8. It's very easy to sign up. You can find it in the gyrator as well. So if you would like to network with other business professionals, that is a good opportunity. And we will be doing that for the Chicago clubs, and the Chicago Rotary Means Business will be the first Monday of every month. So if you are in the market for some networking, please put that on your calendars. Also want to remind everybody, we're switching over to Job 1 now. That's right. It's our big signature project each year. And now's the time when we are finding employers. So, Rob, not to put you on the spot there, but if people have employer suggestions or ideas, do they talk to you?
Yes, they can easily talk to me.
That's right.
The committee will be meeting again this Monday at 4 p.m. So we will set that out and have a link for that meeting. So as we continue to reach out to the students, and obviously we do need the employers.
All right. So yes, if you have any ideas for employers, know somebody who might be interested, it is a great opportunity to bring a young person into your workplace. Next up, we have the birthday party. It is time to party on February 23rd. We will be heading down to Beverly to the Arts Center for 119 years of Rotary One being in business. So come celebrate, time to have a birthday party. But, you know, if you can't make that, hopefully your reason why will be because you're in Bolivia. Our club, along with the 5 other the first 5 clubs in the United States, have organized a trip to Bolivia to see some of our service projects. The dates on that are February 19th to March 1st. You can contact Marga Huco for more information about the Bolivia trip. And I think the last thing is just to remind everybody to donate to the Rotary Foundation. So remember, we have Rotary One Foundation. That is the foundation to benefit our club. And then we have the Rotary Foundation, which is how you get your Paul Harris points. So just a reminder to make sure that you have donated for that. Okay, now for our upcoming committee meetings. Oh, yes, there was something about download the Ignite app, which I haven't done. I'm confessing, I haven't done, so I'm not really familiar on what it does, but it's supposed to do something really good. Has anybody in this room done it? Download the Ignite app? Oh, I'm not alone. Thank you. Well, let's see if maybe next week we can ask that question and at least I'll raise my hand. But I'd like a couple other people to be able to raise their hands with me. That's our promise to Alita. All right. So, and then our membership, our different committees, rather, you know, we should all be involved in the membership committee, but we have our upcoming meetings listed there. Just a reminder that for the most part, all the committee meetings are via Zoom so that everybody can attend easily. And then last but not least, just a reminder to sign up before Friday at 9 a.m. for upcoming meetings. So if you think you're going to come next week, please go ahead and take a moment. You can sign up on your phone right now, but if not, please do so by Friday at 9 a.m. And am I missing anything? Okay. Well, then the last part is the favorite four-way test, which we always call on one of our international visitors. And I guess I'm going to assume that a district governor should know all of the words to the four-way test pretty easily. I'm going to put you on the spot. You want to come up and lead us in the four-way test, Michael? Yes, he does. Yes, you can come on up. That way the people on Zoom can hear also, as we inevitably say this without the right timing, even though we do it every week.
Well, hi there on Zoom. Where's the camera?
Way back there.
Oh, that's right. Hi there. Good. Well, first of all, which I noticed here coming to America, how common it is for you to do that every week. Huh? I mean, I was expecting singing as well, and the four-way test, and that is something we simply don't do that. We, of course, we know it. At least we could almost say we heard of it, but we don't do it every week. Just so yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So it's very okay, good. But first of all, of course, is it the truth? Is it fair? Ah, okay. Will it build goodwill and good friendships, and will be beneficial to all?
Will it be fun?
Good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, yes, we'll be around for some pictures and exchanges of flags and so on. And so with that, the meeting is adjourned. I think, do I ring this at the end? All right, there we go. Officially done. Keeps ringing though.